Yo, 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 yo. Good morning, everyone. It's Chris. Today's April the 20th, 2022. Wanted to make a quick video again. I love doing these morning caps. Today, I actually have a play that I've already locked in that I wanted to share with you guys, just super kind of early in the morning. Reflecting back, I like to take a second to look back at yesterday before I share today's play. Reflecting back, we had some really good basketball yesterday. I anticipated Atlanta Hawks to come out and, just to be a little more, just a little more effective, a little more efficient. I didn't think that game two would, be a clone of game one, and it wasn't. Atlanta showed up. They didn't cover the spread, but they fought really hard, kept the game close until late in the fourth quarter. Jimmy Butler had a magnificent performance, and I didn't have an official play in that game. Moving on to the Memphis game against Minnesota, I did have two officials in that game and a couple leans. First quarter, oh man, what a bad beat. We lost on the first quarter. Ja Morant dribbles the ball out of bounds with about 10 or 11 seconds left, and McLaughlin throws up a wild shot at the end of the quarter to cut the lead to 1, so we lose that. But we did cash the first half, -4.5. The player prop that I really liked in that game was Jared Jackson Jr. over his points and rebounds. I talked about the narrative yesterday in the Twitter space, and he cashed that. I also had a really strong lean towards Brandon Clark. I talked about it in yesterday morning's video. Coach Jenkins was going to have to figure out what he was going to do with Steven Adams. His plus or minus was extremely low in that first game, and he really can't guard anyone out there. Minnesota Timberwolves present a mismatch for him. So they pulled him in the second quarter. The second half of the game. He didn't start. They started slow-mo in that position, and he played extremely well. And Memphis was able to get out to a really good lead in the third quarter. So shout out to him for being able to make that coaching adjustment, at halftime, and see that something wasn't working for a full game and then a half of another game as well. Memphis was able to pull away late in that game, well, specifically in the third quarter, and then it just led to something even bigger throughout the game. So Brandon Clark over 15.5 points and rebounds also cashed. That was just a lean for me, but I know a lot of people probably played it, so shout out to you if you did. I talked about that one in the space yesterday. And then moving on to the last game, man, really, really bad beat. Hope Devin Booker's hamstring is getting better soon. And he's able to kind of return because we're in for a treat. I think this series is gonna go, maybe it goes a little bit deeper than we thought it would be. Brandon Ingram woke up and played really, really well throughout the whole game yesterday. You could kind of tell in the first quarter that, it wasn't going to be what we thought it was going to be. I had a money line parlay, first quarter money line parlay, and they both ended up losing. Phoenix Suns did not cover in the first quarter. It was an alt spread of -1.5 combined with the Memphis Grizzlies -1.5. So neither one of those legs cashed, and the baseball parlay that myself, Finesse, and Prop God put together at the end of the baseball space did not cash either because the Phoenix Suns did not win the game last night. Devin Booker shot the ball pretty well, as good as you can shoot it. 31 points in the first half is absolutely amazing, but just wasn't able to kind of keep it going because of the injury. My lean in that game was Chris Paul over, I think it was 30 points, rebounds, and assists, his PRA line, and that cashed as well, of course. But I didn't pull the trigger on that, so shout out to everybody who did in that game as well. But yeah, let's move forward though, man. It's always about how you respond, what comes next. So in today's matchup, man, we get three really, really good games. This is the NBA playoffs have been a treat for us. I know I'm absolutely loving all of the the basketball, and especially the high intensity playoff basketball. That's what we look forward to as NBA fans. We don't want to see the blowouts. We want to see close, competitive competitive games, and I think that's what we've been able to see. So we get the Brooklyn Nets and the Boston Celtics. We also get the Philly. That's game 2. We get the Philly and Toronto game 3 in Toronto. Where Matisse Thybulle will not be playing in that game. And then we get the Chicago Bulls and the Milwaukee Bucks. So we get some really, really good basketball tonight, man. Have your popcorn ready. Like I always say, I have my popcorn, my glass of red wine. Specifically my play, though, what I'm looking at in this game, what I'm looking at in totality, I want to focus in on the Brooklyn Nets and the Boston Celtics series. I think it's going to be a classic series. We'll look back at this, I think, and think, wow, what an amazing series, from how game one finished to everything else that we can kind of anticipate moving forward. I have a play in this game, and I want to share it really quickly. I typically don't give out early plays, but this is something that I'm pretty confident in. And what I'm looking at is Marcus Smart. Just won Defensive Player of the Year. I think, you know, a lot of the way I figure out if I want to take someone's player props is I typically fade guys after they win big awards, or, you know, after they have some kind of big performance. But Marcus Smart is different. I listened to the post-game interview after the game. I listened to his post-game after he won the Defensive Player of the Year award. And, you know, one of the questions that he got asked was about, does he feel any pressure moving forward after winning the award? And Marcus Smart, I think he was brutally honest, and he said, pressure is when you don't know what you're doing. And I know what I'm doing. And for that reason, I love his confidence. I love that he's a dog, and I love that he plays so well against the Brooklyn Nets. I'm taking Marcus Smart points, rebounds, and assists. Over 24.5 is what I locked it in at. I think the opportunity will be there. He'll play, you know, 35 to 40 minutes again. I think because Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown draw so much attention defensively, he's going to get those wide open looks and those opportunities to be able to create plays for himself and others. So I like him to keep it going today. He's cleared this number in 4 to 5 games that he's played against this Brooklyn Nets team as well this season. And I think he's up for the challenge. He impacts the game in a lot of different ways, which is why I'm not specifically on his points, rebounds, or assists alone. But if your book doesn't offer that, I would probably look towards his points and assist line. I think you can get it at 20.5. And I think he could clear this number with just his points alone. Ime Udoka isn't a coach that goes deep into his rotation at all. So I do expect Marcus Smart to, you know, play a lot of minutes in this game and to continue to be able to facilitate and get everybody else involved. So that's my play, my official play early. Twitter Space will be 5:30 as always. Shout out to everyone, you know, jumping into Twitter Spaces and giving out plays, taking out time of their day, you know, just to kind of listen in for some insight, you know, as we continue to, you know, make better bets and not donate our money to the bookies. You know, if you like this video, consider liking, subscribing, you know, sharing it with someone else that also, you know, could potentially, you know, like this video, you know, want to make money in the sports betting world, specifically in basketball. Also, leave me a comment. What's your best bet of the day? Tell me what you like. Is it KD to bounce back? Is it, you know, Kyrie to keep it going, especially after the comments that he made? Interested to hear you guys' thoughts as well. Interested to get into the space later, the Twitter space as well, and kind of chop it up with everyone. I do want to give out one quick tip really quickly about Kevin Durant. I do expect a bounce back performance, but I also don't want to underestimate the Boston Celtics defense. Boston Celtics defensively were one of the best teams, the best team in the NBA for a large portion of the year. They're going to make it extremely difficult for Kevin Durant. In my estimation, he is the best offensive player in the game. Can he get his point prop? Yes, he definitely can. Will he get his point prop? I think Boston makes it really, really difficult. From my estimation and what I've been telling the community is to live bet Kevin Durant. If he starts the game off slow, more than likely he's going to pick it up. I don't think they're in a position where they want to go down 2-0 today, which is why, and because I think Boston does have potential to win this game and cover that 3-point spread, I'm not going to touch a side, which is why I went to a prop. So I would just recommend kind of watching the game. If you can get a feel for the game and you know how to live bet, I think live betting KD and Kyrie points is probably better than taking them before the game starts. I hope that's a helpful tip as well. Like I said, Marcus Smart over 24.5 points, rebounds, and assists is what I'm locking in early this morning. Good luck on all your bets. Like I said, consider liking, subscribing, and commenting your best bet as well on this video, and share it with, tell a friend to tell a friend, like I always say, man. Good luck with all your bets today.